Hey, good evening, parents and students of Lane Middle School. This is Principal Matt Haren coming to you as we embark on a different school year like any other that we've experienced. And there's so much to tell you, so much to say, and not everything's going to come out today. And I want to start off by saying this: no matter what happens, from the teacher side to the student side to the parent side to the school side, we are in this together and we're going to figure it out together no matter what it starts like. There's going to be challenges. I'm just going to put that out there right now. There's going to be challenges along the way, and we're going to work through them. So let me just first of all assure you that. Secondly, communicate. Please communicate with us as you have questions, whether that's via email, whether that's via Let's Talk, whether you call. We may have to call you back. So just please understand, but you will get a call back by an administrator. If it's an issue that you're trying to work out with the teacher web page, we'll have that teacher get a hold of you. But know that we will get things figured out. Not everything is going to run smoothly starting tomorrow, day one. And it is going to be a ride, like one I can't even explain. But I'm going to do the best I can to explain some of that here this evening. I'm going to try not to overwhelm you. I'm going to start off with the quick and easy things to remember, including what group 1 and 2 means and what all remote means and so on and so forth. So just know that. There's probably information I'm not going to be able to get out right away, and I'm going to forget. And we will work through that, communicating through Messenger, through email, through robocalls, and through these videos that will be attached to our YouTube channel as well as our Facebook page. More information coming about that in the next couple of days. Final thing, and this was one of my disclaimers in my email last night when I sent out the bell schedule, was have grace with yourself, have grace with each other, have grace with your students, and please have grace with teachers, because I've been having to tell them that for themselves throughout these past couple of training days. And that is that things are going to not work right, and we're not going to figure out right away, and it's okay. It really will be okay, because these first couple days, these first couple weeks are going to be something that are, as I said earlier, unlike we've ever dealt with. So please just communicate. We'll figure it out together. Want to remind you, while it's in my brain right now, even though I have a list of things to go through, that if you are a blended learner, meaning you're an in-person and at home, depending on your group days, once the school year begins, you will have one opportunity to change from your current modality, meaning if you're blended, you can change to full remote, or if you're full remote, you can change to blended. You have one opportunity to do that between the start of school tomorrow and Labor Day. And you simply have to call into the main office, share that you would like to do that, and we may ask to get a signature for you that you are selecting to make that change. Because after Labor Day, whether you're all virtual or you're blended, you have to stay that way for the rest of the semester. So please do know that. A couple of the quick hit things that I want to get into right now, and that is some of this stuff was shared yesterday. Some of it's been shared a little bit before in a robocall, but here they are. Number one, we're not using lockers. Sixth grade students, I know you were anticipating that. You were practicing that. We even had some people that won some things during that sixth grade transition day. But for health, social distancing guidelines, and the size of our building at this point, we've decided we're not going to use lockers. Students will already be carrying around their book bags with them, and so any of their items will stay in their book bag. I took a parent phone call earlier today asking about all the stuff on the supply list. Here's what you need for tomorrow. You just need your laptop fully charged. Make sure it's charged up, ready to go from overnight. Your charging cord, maybe a pen or a pencil, some paper to write on, something like that. If you're bringing a water bottle, again, we do not have any water fountains that work. Bring your water bottle. Water bottles will be placed on the ground so that when they're on desks, things don't accidentally get pushed over. And then we will have procedures in place when you can refill that as needed. My advice, students, if you're coming in person, don't drink all your water within first period. All right, so just understand that. So kind of space it out throughout the day, but you do have that available option, again, carrying that within your book bag. If you have earbuds already, you're ready to go with those, make sure you bring those with you tomorrow as well. All the announcements will now be online. So my announcements will now be online attached to teacher web pages for first period. So students, you'll be watching those. Parents, you'll be able to watch those as well with your students at home as necessary. Again, no lockers, book bags needed to carry around your laptop, and for any of your other items. If you do by chance have a packed lunch that you're bringing, please let us know or let one of your teachers know, and we'll let you know the procedure for that so that that can be placed somewhere as needed if it's not going to be able to fit in your book bag. I sent out a copy in the email last night of the district calendar that shows the group one, group two Wednesday, every other Wednesdays. Next week on August, on Wednesday, August 19th, that will be a group one Wednesday that we'll be starting with. So please bear that in mind that you need to know that. So check that calendar. You'll call in. I'm going to do robocalls every Tuesday night as a reminder to parents of the group that needs to show up, probably both groups, so we know who shows up and who shouldn't. So bear that in mind. Another reminder, just make sure your laptop is charged up, ready to go. You need to have that at school with you. Even though you're in person, a lot of your learning is still taking place via the digital. You just have the benefit of being in school with your teacher for that learning. So please be aware of that. Another important point, parents, make sure if you are, whether you're in person or not, if your student's not going to be participating in school, whether they're in person or at home, you still need to call our attendance line to let us know that your student will not be present. Because as I've stated before, in a robocall and two people in person, the school day for an at-home learner is exactly the same schedule as those who are in school. So when you're at home, you still need to be up and ready to go for 7:20 when the school day begins, watching the announcements and logging on to the teacher LMS pages so that you can know if you need to zoom in with the teacher, if you need to take a poll in the LMS, or if you need to access some particular activity, because every teacher has to take attendance each period so they know that their students are present in the learning process as we go through. Again, disclaimer, everything might not work perfectly over the next couple of days, but we will work to figure it out. So please do not stress if something doesn't seem to be working. I know that, oh, one other big ticket item that's a quick and easy one. Parents, self-monitor the health of your child. If your child has any of the symptoms, just one, it is best to keep them home, call in, and let us know, and the nurse will help advise us as to the next step for your child. We have to know that information for the safety of your child, your family, as well as the health and safety of our staff and other children. Just a reminder, masks are a non-negotiable. Everyone wears masks in this building at all times, except when we're sitting down and eating, and that's for the lunch procedures, of which I'll explain at another time in a video. All right, here's where I want to get into what school is going to look like for you in-person learners. And let me just say this, I'm going to try not to go too long. I'm going to try to keep this at 10 minutes. I'm at 8 minutes and 40 seconds right now. School is not what it used to be. It can't be. We have to ensure first and foremost the health of our students, our staff, and everybody else. What you're going to find, students, is that as you enter the property, whether you're on the bus, whether you are a walker or a car rider, is that outside on the sidewalks, we've spray painted red social distancing markers. We cannot gather socially. You cannot group up and stand next to your friends. We must be 6 feet apart at all times when you're on school property throughout the day. Whether that's when you get off the bus, whether that's as you enter the building, whether that's as you're walking through the hallways. So please do understand that that is a non-negotiable. It has to be done. At times, and probably at most times, we'll be walking single file from point A to point B. That's from one class to another. And that's it. Passing periods are staggered, so it'll just be one grade level out there at a passing period. But remember, because we're group one, group two, group one meaning one group is here in person, and group 2 is at home and vice versa, we have significantly less students in our building at one time. And so that social distancing will be a very easy thing to accomplish. I am going to ask parents that you do have a conversation with your students talking about following all instructions without question, because we have to, or we cannot have in person classes in the building any longer. So have that conversation about staying the distance that they need to stay and following and complying with all adults in the building for those safety reasons, not just for the safety of staff or the students in the building, but the safety of the families that all of those staff and students are going home to as well. When you enter the building, students, at the start of the day, you'll pick up a breakfast if you so choose. You should have your mask on. If you do not have a mask, one will be provided to you. When you enter, you will go directly to your first period class. You need to make sure that you have your schedule with you in hand. If you happen to not have a schedule, we'll make sure we have one for you. And if you do not have a schedule at all, because you're a new student, you'll be going directly to the cafeteria. So please bear that in mind. FYI, as of right now, we do not have a Spanish teacher. So those of you that have Spanish on your class schedule, you will be reporting to the cafeteria as of tomorrow, right now. If you're an online learner for Spanish, that might be a free period at the moment. But we'll let you know a little bit more in the next couple of days due to our staffing issue we have for Spanish right now. Again, you enter in, you go directly into your class period. Teachers will walk you through whatever procedures they make. You will be seated the entire time. People cannot get up and walk around. There's no permission to do that. Again, this is for health and safety reasons. There could be opportunities. In fact, if you need to use the restroom, if you need to get a drink or fill up your bottle, there will be a procedure for that, but we cannot have very many students out at more than one time. In fact, we can only have 2 students in the restroom at one time, and those will be monitored by admin that we have in the hallways, managing how many students are in the hallways, not during the passing period. So during the passing period, there's no bathroom breaks, there's no water bottles. That will be handled in class during class time as necessary. Passing periods are for going from one class to another. That is all. Point A to point B. There's no stopping. There's no locker stops. There's no reason to stop. You simply go to your next class, go in and sit down or follow the teacher's instructions at that. Some students may be eating in the cafeteria, but we have desks set up in the cafeteria for social distancing purposes. And that is really the only time that masks will probably be allowed to be down. Students will be receiving a plastic baggie for each day when their mask is off, whether it's a mask break in a class that is given or during lunch, that they will have to keep that mask in a plastic baggie. And then at the end of the day, that is one, they'll probably receive a new one each day for that. Some students will be eating in classrooms with teachers or administrators. We just do not have the capacity. We can only fit about 50 students in our cafeteria. So the other remaining students per grade level that are here will be eating in classrooms. And they'll still be able to walk down and get their lunches, but they will be eating in classrooms. As you finish throughout the day, and again, I'm just kind of going down through my notes here, you'll follow all instructions by the teachers, students. We are not going to make any significant class changes yet. I'll have a special procedure for that. Parents and teachers, I already had some people asking about those, and I'll let you know what those are. As we near the end of the day, we will have a staggered release again. Could start as early as 2 o'clock. I will probably begin with all walkers. They will be dismissed first. Walkers and car riders will exit door 1 by the main office. You will pick up your breakfast and lunch items for the next day, depending on when you are coming back to school. Might be for 1 day or for 2 days. If you're group 1, you're starting tomorrow, you'll pick up your Friday meal, breakfast and lunch. If you're group 2, you're coming here on Friday, you'll pick up your Monday breakfast and lunch to take home with you. Parents that are all virtual, if you're wanting to pick up breakfast and lunches, there are specific locations that you can go to. Those are located on fortwayneschools.org website that you can get to and check those out. I'll be honest with you, there's plenty more I could be talking about. You're all going to have questions, and that's okay. Again, reach out to us, call us, email us, use a Let's Talk. Someone will get back to you. And don't worry if something doesn't work tomorrow or Friday. We'll work through it and have some grace. Know that we won't get all the answers right away like everybody wants it, but we will get it figured out in the coming weeks as we begin this school year. It was exciting seeing parents and students during the laptop pickup, and we look forward to the communication and being able to have this in-person opportunity at school for the start of the 2020-2021 school year. More information to come. We'll let you know about how to sign up for our Facebook page where you can have some tutorials and information in the coming days, as well as our YouTube channel. Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening.